Good morning, everybody. Glad that you could make it to my channel. I'm going to do a coloring tutorial featuring a really cute stamp by Wild Rose Studio. Just got this the other day and I had to color it up because my favorite for the holidays is snowmen. Decorate my whole house in snowmen, my tree, everything snowmen. Love it. This is the little card we're going to be making. I used that little Wild Rose Studio stamp, and it's called Girl Snowman. This is what the stamp looks like. In the kit also that I'm going to be selling on my Etsy store, you'll have enough supplies to make this little card, and you'll get this rubber stamp included as well. The only thing that won't be included is the words. I had that in a CC Designs stamp set by Amy R. Love this little set. I use it a lot. It's all the words has to do with snowmen, and that's my favorite. So Frosty Sentiments is what I used, and that's available at CC Designs if you wanted to pick that up. But like I said, the little stamp will be in this kit. I also used for the snowflakes, I used a My Favorite Things die. This one's wonderful. Love all three sizes of this one, and it's called Let It Snowflake. Again, it is a Dynamics by My Favorite Things. You can get that on their website as well. I also used for the little edged border, which I love, the little stitching marks. I don't know if you can see that. The little stitch marks. I love that. And then also for the little background, this is a clear card. And the little background stitched as well on that. And that one I used a Mama Elephant die set. And that one looks like this. I got this from their website. But you get the three different ones. And what's cool about this is that you get the two different directions for that snowbank that I made. One side has the hill over here, the other one has it over here. Loved this little one. It was a lot of fun to do. Like I said, it is a little clear card, so it is see-through. And you'll get everything in your kit to make this card. The only thing, like I said, you won't get the Frosty Fun sentiment that I used. Okay, let's get started. I've already pre-stamped the image, and I'm using Hammermill 100-pound paper, and I stamped with Memento Tuxedo Black. And you could definitely just color this with your Copic markers if you wanted to, but I did use my pencils. So let's zoom in a little bit, and we'll get started. Hope everybody can see okay. And I apologize in advance, I have a little bit of the sniffles this morning. Try not to let that get in the way of coloring. Alright, my first color that I'm going to do is my little around the image. So I did go around the image and just make, I'm going to do around the bottom too because I'm going to put a little snowman. I'm sorry, a little bit of snow around the bottom. Just like that, go all the way around. Doesn't have to be blended out or anything either. That's the fun part of this too. You just go around everything with your color and it just makes it pop right off the page. That white isn't so flat once you give it a little outline around it. Okay, just go around her hair. I kind of fill in these little tiny areas because doing a line, it doesn't really need it. It doesn't fill it up, so I like to fill up those little tiny areas. Okay, so that's the edge all the way around. Now any of the areas that you want to be white, I just outline again with the same little color here. It just makes that white pop. Go around her little hat as well. And any of the little white areas, like her little top part of her little jacket, around this part here. And again, I'm not going to blend out the lines, I'm just going to make it so that the white part pops. I'm not going to blend it out because then you won't see it and it won't pop as much. Okay, and then after that, oh, let's not forget to outline our snowman too. He needs to be outlined as well, and I always outline my snowman in a real light blue to make it look frosty cold. There's something about a little hint of blue makes a snowman really pop. I know my daughter the other day said, isn't it a little early for doing snowmen and holiday cards? It's never too early. If anybody is like me, I hustle towards the end right before the holidays because I've procrastinated and didn't get it all done. So I think the earlier you start, the better. Hopefully get all your cards done. Okay. So there's my little snowman. He's all filled in. Now we can move on to another color. Let's go ahead. I always do my light colors first. So I think we'll go ahead and do her skin. I'm sorry, and all that outlining was done in Skylight Blue. It's a Prismacolor pencil, PC 1086. Okay, now we'll move on to her face, and I'm going to use the Light Peach number 927. I usually use 3 colors on my skin tones, but the first try that I did to color this one, I used the burnt ochre as my 3rd color, which I always use, but for a snowy scene it just was too warm looking, so I'm going to eliminate that color this time and only use the light peach and the peach. And the peach number is 939. Okay, so let's go ahead and color her little face. And again, I just scribble around my edges, as everyone knows. That's how I color, because it all gets blended out in the end with the odorless mineral spirits. And it's such a tiny little area, it doesn't take much at all to color that in. I'm using a paper stump also, and as a lot of you know that has taken my classes, I mark one of my stumps for skin. That way any cross contaminations that I might use on brighter colors like the reds and the blacks and the blues that are very pigmented, it won't get into my paper stump and then contaminate my skin when I'm coloring skin. So designate one of your paper stumps just for skin. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my paper stump wet. And just do little swirls, same as how I scribbled it on there. I just continue doing my little scribbles until it's all blended. You don't see any more lines from the pencil color. Just like that. And then you can add the peach just for a little bit of shadowing, not much. Like I said, I want it to be a excuse me, a wintry scene, so I just use a little bit around. If not, she'll be really, really tanned. And it is winter time, so we want her to be a little bit cooler in the face, not so suntanny. Just like that, and just go around. Okay. If you want to add a little bit of blush to her cheeks and to the snowman's cheeks, just take the pencil and very lightly scribble on a little circle, and then go in with your paper stump. I just got it wet again, and do that same little circle and just keep going in a circle until all those harsh edges are blended out. So he just needs a little bit of blush. Okay, and then I'll add her. Oh, and the color I'm using for blush, I'm sorry I didn't say this before, is Nectar. The number is 1092. Again, just a little bit on her cheeks, maybe a little bit down right here. And then just blend it out. This one's very light, this blush. I don't like a really dark blush on my skin tones. I want it to look just a little bit of color. Okay, and then we'll move on to the next color. I'm going to do his buttons in black, which is number 935, and her one little shoe that shows here, we'll do that in black as well. And I'm really just going just a little bit. The black is so pigmented you don't want much. You just need a little bit in there for color. Okay, and then blend that one out too. And you may hear me sanding in the background when I get ready to change colors. I do use a sander, and I just lightly sand the color that I just used. I'll sand that off, so you may hear some sanding periodically. And I do like to leave just a little bit of white shine for her black shiny shoes. The buttons, I'm just going to dab a little color and pulling it up to the white space. Again, I like to leave a little bit of white on there. Okay, that's his buttons. Now we'll move on to the teal color that I used for his little scarf. I used light aqua, number 992. And I just realized I need to sharpen my light aqua. Hold on a second and I'll be right back.